Fishermen contend with regulations, natural disasters, and the ups and downs of the stocks they fish, along with many other changes. As a result, fishing communities are quite resilient. That is, they can withstand, recover from, and adapt to change. But how much pressure can they stand? The 2014 to 2016 North Pacific marine heat wave, known as the Blob, led to a harmful algal bloom of unprecedented scale. It necessitated substantial delays in the opening of the 2015-16 U.S. West Coast Dungeness crab fishery. The fishery is vital to West Coast communities. It produces around 26% of all annual fishing revenue and supports more than 30% of all commercial fishing vessels. Understanding impacts from climate shocks. Previous studies have documented the devastating economic impacts from the 2015-16 event on Dungeness crab fishermen. Members of affected coastal communities attest that these socioeconomic effects rippled through associated industries and coastal communities. But can changes in fishing practices in response to this significant climate shock be quantified? We wanted to examine the extent to which the Dungeness crab fishery delays affected participation in other fisheries, and the duration of those changes, said Mary Fisher, a doctoral student at the University of Washington. Fisher did the work as a National Science Foundation graduate research internship program fellow at NOAA's Northwest Fisheries Science Center. Fisher and her colleagues at NOAA Fisheries, University of Washington, and Oregon State University studied the impacts on more than 2,500 vessels across 7 California fishing communities. The researchers wanted to see how a climate-related shock, like the heat wave and associated harmful algal bloom, can impact communities' use of ocean resources. The researchers used 10 years of fishery landings data to map resource use networks for 7 California port groups where Dungeness crab is an important revenue source. The networks visualize the portfolio of fisheries that a community harvests and how vessels move between fisheries. The network visualization is similar to a food web, except that the connections represent harvest by fishing vessels rather than predator-prey relationships. Resilient fishing communities. Researchers found that 71% of California Dungeness crab fishing vessels temporarily left the industry and stopped fishing altogether during the delays. The 2 other strategies that fishermen used to cope with the disruption were participating in other fisheries that were not affected by the harmful algal bloom, moving out of delayed areas to fish in other more favorable locations. These strategies significantly changed communities' resource use patterns, but some communities were more affected by the climate shock than others. Researchers could predict which communities would be least sensitive to the shock by looking at their resource use patterns before the 2015-16 season. Please support our channel to grow by pressing subscribe button as well as the bell icon for environment updates. Thank you.